The Federal Communications Commission struck another blow for Ronald Reagan-style decontrol today by voting to scrap the fairness doctrine that has governed the nation's television and radio stations for 38 years.
Some claim that the so-called fairness doctrine is needed to prevent broadcasters from abusing their freedom and slanting their coverage. Of course, the First Amendment does not guarantee a fair press, only a free press.
What we're seeing here is the ultimate transfer of monopoly power to the broadcast industry, who already have exclusive licenses to decide who says what on TV and now don't have to worry about fairness anymore.
The fairness doctrine required television and radio stations to present opposing views on significant issues in their communities. Many broadcasters wanted the doctrine abolished.
I think it's long overdue.
Why?
Because fundamentally, I see no reason why broadcast journalists should be subject to government restriction any more than print journalists are subject to government restriction.
Until the Reagan era of deregulation, newspaper publishers operated without government restrictions, but television broadcasters had the restrictions, and for one strong reason.
Broadcasters have received the privilege of using a public resource, the airwaves, a scarce resource, and as a quid pro quo for that privilege, they have had to comply with certain public trustee obligations, including the fairness doctrine.
Robert Perry has argued fairness doctrine cases on behalf of the American Civil Liberties Union and says the doctrine has promoted freedom of speech and press.
For example, in the 1960s in the South, there were a number of broadcasters that simply didn't cover the civil rights demonstrations and marches, and various groups filed fairness complaints with the FCC, thereby ensuring coverage of the integration point of view.
Advocates of decontrol say there are more broadcast news outlets now practicing higher news standards, thus assuring the airing of opposing views.
Broadcasters will continue to do what they've been doing, that is, to air opposing sides of issues of controversy, with or without a government mandate.
There will be court challenges to today's FCC ruling, and Congress will almost certainly try to pass the fairness doctrine into the law of the land, despite Ronald Reagan's threat to veto such a move as he did before. In Manhattan, I'm Neal Rosenau, Channel 2 News.